I don't take this decision lightly, you know. Before I mind blast someone, I need to decide whether I'm going to eat its brain or make it my thrall. So, tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I graduated fourth at the Meat Shield Institute. Where I come from, that is a greeting, like a hug, for your nose.
Yes, I'm sorry, but what's your will defense? I don't see it here.
18?
Right. So, why would you make a good thrall?
I kicked open the door and bang! Before I knew it, I was yanked right out of my boots. That grail really got the drop on me, I tell you what. Never saw that one coming.
3 words. Regeneration.
I'm a monster. Rawr!
So I looked to the left of me, looked to the right, raised the giant severed arm and said, let's go to work.
I know, HTML.
Actually, I was here to interview you.
I killed a man just for this tie, right here.
Covered in baking soda, and there's no way I'm going in there without a torch, I tell you what. So she says, why not? I got a thing for hirsute dwarves. And this is where the story gets real good. Oh.
Dare I say, the competition is pretty stiff. That's why I only pick the best. Sure, there's no salary, no benefits, no time off, but we do have a lot of fun down here.
And I think that pretty much sums up the state of the game. Hello, everybody. It's me, Dr. Crow, and welcome to the last. It's the last 21st day of the 21st, 21, the 21st century. Let that idea sink in for a little bit. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Pixie. It's good to see you. Hello, Johan. It's good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about the lore changes into Dungeons and Dragons and how that is going. It's just how much of a wreck it is. But I'm not going to be talking about it alone, of course. I got a couple of friends here to join me. So without further ado.
Right? What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Johan.
Hello. It's a real shame I cannot commit genocide anymore. Such a real shame. You know?
What?
Well, you know, when you have those lovely snakes. You can go no longer for mass sacrifice nowadays, otherwise people are going to be very mad.
What?
You see. You will see.
All right. And then we have...
The Mafia operates outside of Amish law, and the Elders basically just look the other way.
I make sure that the peace is being kept and everybody is obeying the rules.
Hello, Amish man.
Hello.
No.
All right, well, we got a whole lot to talk about today because this is probably going to be a really passionate and heat-filled discussion.
It's going to be fun.
All right. But before we start, as always, I'd like to show off a magician and seeing what's going to be going on today. I'm going to just show off my two of my favorite magicians. So starting us off today is Lance Burton.
especially since we have such a fun audience. That's great. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you. Hi, how are you? Hey, how you doing? Howdy. What's your name, little button? Oh, how old are you, Colby? 4 years old. Okay, perfect. You're going to be my new assistant. Come on, let's give Colby a hand, folks. This will be fun, Colby. Have a seat right there in the chair. Make yourself at home. There you go. Face the audience. Now, Colby, I have this really great trick I'm going to show you, and you're going to assist me on this, okay? And this is called the Handkerchief Trick. It's a really great trick. You're going to be my assistant. All right, you ready to start now? Okay, now I need to borrow your handkerchief, okay? You'll get it back at the end of the show, okay? Do you have a handkerchief? Okay, wallet. Okay, you'll get it back at the end of the show. I don't know. You don't have a wallet either? Okay. See, this is really, I'm not kidding, this is the best trick in the whole show. I don't want to leave it out, but I have to borrow something. Okay, I'm going to borrow your shoe. I'll do the trick with the shoe. It's okay. Go ahead, pull it off. It's all right. I'll use it. That's great. Oh, great. Good kid. But see, now, Kobe, usually handkerchief when I do this trick. So I'm going to do you one favor, okay? Just pretend like this is a handkerchief, okay? All right, ready? Now we'll start. Hold on to it. There you go. Both hands. Now, hold the handkerchief up. Show it to the audience. That's it. Now, show them both sides of the handkerchief.
Both sides of the shoe.
Okay. Fold the handkerchief in half. Then into, oh, okay. We'll skip that part. Bring your handkerchief with you. Come on over this way, Kobe. That's it. Good boy. This is the magic part, okay? This is the part you'll really like. Stand there, face the audience, give them a big smile. Good. Now I'm going to take your handkerchief, Kobe. I'm going to place your handkerchief into the box, and I'm going to set the box on fire. Don't worry. Don't worry, okay? Nothing happened to your handkerchief, remember? It's just an illusion. Okay. Flames aren't usually that big, okay? You having a good time, Colby? Good boy. And as you can see, Colby's handkerchief is perfectly fine. Thank you very much, Colby. Watch your step. Smile, Colby. Smile. Okay. It usually works better than that, Colby. I'm real sorry. I'm going to clean it up for you. Oh, look, it's coming off. Colby, help me out here. Hold the bottom of the newspaper, both hands really tight, all right? You hold the bottom, I'll hold the top. Now watch, I'm going to show you how to clean all the burned parts off of your handkerchief. Like that one, okay. Great. That's called the Vanishing Handkerchief. Now I'm going to teach you how to do this one, okay? So you can do this for your friends. I'll make a big handkerchief for me, and I'll make a little handkerchief for you so you can follow along. Now, you hold on to the little one, all right? Do exactly as I do. Blow on it like that. Rub your hand stick, and it disappears. What? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Colby. I forgot to tell you about the counting part. With the little one, it doesn't work unless you count to 3.
Oh, his hands are so quick.
2,
I like
3.
it.
Lance is the best.
You like that, Matthew? Good boy. But you're worried, aren't you? You're worried about your handkerchief. Okay, now let's think. Where could the handkerchief be? You see that blue box, Kobe? Come on over this way. Ignore those papers on the floor. Come on over this way. Stand right here, Kobe. I bet you saw that blue box hanging up in the air before the show, didn't you? You're probably wondering what that's for. Well, this is the big finish of the trick. We're going to open this up. There'll be a big round of applause. We'll take a bow. You ready? Reach inside the box. Take out your handkerchief. Go ahead. Hold it up. Show it to the audience. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The handkerchief trick. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you very much, Kobe. Actually, listen, I have to talk to you, okay? I have to tell you something, and I hope you'll take
This guy is such a smooth talker. I like it.
The trick didn't work.
The trick didn't
I'm
work.
very sorry about your shoe. We do have a very nice parting gift for you.
Yes.
Here's your parting gift, a chicken.
Home with you. Yeah, give her a hug. Just hug her.
Here's a chicken.
Well, Toby, just a chicken, like always. I guess this chicken is gonna turn into a showdown.
She's a trained chicken. She does the Macarena. There it is. She does magic tricks also. I'll show you the trick, and you'll see what a wonderful pet she makes. Watch her magic trick, Kobe. We put her in the box.
You're gonna set the thing also on fire?
You do the magic, and lo and behold, the chicken absolutely disappears.
What?
It disappears.
That's not the chicken. That's the egg I was telling you about. Kobe, which came first, the chicken?
Wow.
Well, it doesn't matter as long as you get your shoe back. Hold it up. Show the
Oh my god, that's a very cool trick. I like it.
Thanks, Kobe. What's your
That's a real cool trick.
And
I like
that's
it.
Burton, everybody. A personal favorite magician of mine. But enough of the fun and games. Let's get into the pain.
What pain? The pain that merely got being started?
Yep. So
you mean the burning library of Alexandria?
So this has been going on for a little bit. The discussion of the removal of alignment from D&D. This has been going on for years. Oldest talks about it I found all the way back in 3rd edition. We got a couple more people who have shown up. Hello, Researcher Rodriguez. Well, time to enjoy some nice talk, yeah. Hello, Victoria Amat. I think that's a new name. I feel like that's a new name. If you're new, hi, welcome. If not, welcome back. Good afternoon. Would it be okay to call this a murder flock of crows scene sphere of activity?
Yes.
And you get extra points for the pun. Absolutely. And we got Blue. Hi, Blue.
Hello, Blue.
So.
Hi, Blue.
So yeah, the removal of alignment has been a talk that's been going on for a very, very long time in Dungeons and Dragons, but it's really picked momentum up here in 5th edition. Hello, Space Junk. Hi, Space Junk. It's good to see you.
Indeed.
So it's definitely picked up a lot of speed in the recent years, to the point where Wizards of the Coast actually has taken steps to begin removing alignment. As of right now, it's still in the game, but now monsters are no longer have alignments in their stat blocks.
That's very problematic, by the way.
And the idea is, some reason they've gotten into its head that it's against individualism, which is not what alignment is about. It's a literal morale structure and a physical structure of the actual makeup of the planes of the game. And it's spiraled into this weird debate that some monsters are representations of minorities. And the most cringe of the jokes is that orcs are black people. Some insane people on Twitter who don't even play the game have worked it into their heads that orcs are black people. And this is being proven true in Tolkien's work somehow. This is where it extends from. And that somehow calling them evil is racist. Because that's... It makes no sense. And it's only a racist person who would ever think of this weird set of loopholes.
I would still I would still compare the orcs in D&D 5th edition to barbarians of Nordic tribes, but alright.
I wouldn't relate them to orcs.
Yeah, that also could be, but
They're
I would not
monsters.
relate them to black people, honestly.
They're not people, they're monsters.
Yeah, they're monsters. They like slavery, they like meat, they like all the stuff that everybody feeds. They raise villages down, and farmers hate them.
I mean, they're almost like greenskin Vikings and something or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if anything, they're closer to Nordic races. So, but no, they look at orcs, they see that they are dark in color, and they go, well, that's black people.
No, they're green.
No, they're green. They're green.
If anything, the drow is like...
Yeah, well, apparently drow are black people, too. Everything is black people.
Yeah.
Everything is black now.
All these races in fantasy have to represent some real-life group of people.
That's not how fantasy works, but...
I blame Blight for this mindset. That Netflix TV show that came out with Will Smith in it. Because it lays into that allegory, and it was stupid. I don't know how they got it worked into this head. It doesn't make any sense.
Also, isn't alignment important for the lower and upper planes when you die?
So the way alignment works is that it's a 9-block system. There are a base set of alignments of good, neutral, evil, lawful, neutral, chaotic. And these sets mix into different things. So lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good. Lawful neutral, true neutral, chaotic neutral. Lawful evil, neutral evil, and then chaotic evil. And it's all supposed to be based on the idea of how different morale structures are set up. The idea is that good is what would be, in a typical high fantasy setting, virtuous. Charity, piety, honor, justice. These things are supposedly good, while a villain, everything you would associate with a villain, greed, envy, these things are evil. The aspects of law is like how well you obey the obeyment of the law, the treatment of your duties, honor, your strict codes of honor would be law, and then chaos would range into like your more self-serving needs, your typical
necromancer.
Yeah, essentially, like a necromancer, he would probably be lawful evil. A paladin is typically lawful good. You got the rogue, who could usually range around the chaotic sides of things, depending on what type of rogue they are. He'll lean into good or evil. And it's supposed to be a highly complex system to limit yourself into these morale structures. But it's been hijacked, and they claim that it is stifling. Largely, I think it's because they don't have a good sense of morale themselves. They're usually people who are complaining about this are typically incredibly selfish.
Which means they are not very good people.
They're bullies and busybodies.
Oh yeah, definitely bullies. They like to bully people out of the game.
Yeah, and now that they're getting rid of alignment, they've started going after the lore of the game. So
which makes the whole game worse.
Screen rant 7 days ago. Dungeons & Dragons Wizards of the Coast removes problematic lore. Wizards of the Coast is making a variety of changes to its Dungeons & Dragons books with the intent of removal lore deemed to be problematic. These are not the first changes made by Wizards of the Coast to address racism. The last several years have seen many revisions of previously published Dungeons & Dragons books in the name of removing lore that enforces or has the potential to enforce negative racial stereotypes. What exactly is Wizards of the Coast putting into their books that would have an effect on the real world of negative racial stereotypes?
So, racist humans, racist elves, greedy dwarves, violent orcs, evil dark elves, evil snake men. You get the point. Stereotypes.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just lore. You can make a good dark elf and make it unique. But if you remove the whole evil aspect of it, then what kind of evil do you want then? Just your Saturday cartoon villain that doesn't hurt anybody and just is there just to mock people? I guess. That would be horrible. That would not be D&D at all.
The stereotypes can be traced back to the roots of D&D with greedy dwarves, violent orcs, and evil dark elves. I mean, these are the tropes of fantasy.
Yes. And they want to remove it because it's racist, apparently.
Any generalizations about an entire race of people has the potential to be problematic. And Wizards of the Coast has begun walking back parts of their publication that could in any way be used to further such ideas. But they're not people.
Exactly, they're fake.
That's the crazy thing about this, is that they're not people.
They're just creatures. They're beings.
They're not humans. They're otherworldly creatures. They're made up fantasies. We're not talking about giving them rich cultures here. We're literally just talking about taking away any sort of generalization. Anything that would remotely be thought of as bad things.
So apparently you can no longer get any pointy ear elves anymore because that would be also racist.
Oh yeah, those damn knife ears.
Such a fucking piece of shit.
The Dungeons and Dragons community itself is divided on whether or not the changes being made are for the best. They're not. And as far as I've seen, the community is not happy with this overall.
Oh yes, nobody is happy with this.
Maybe
those people that
I get removing alignment for a player sense because players don't really use it at all, really. The only real way it comes into play is for like clerics, warlocks, and stuff like that for specific like either weapons, their deities, and stuff like that. There's no real stake for the players to have alignment.
There's no reason to use alignment in 5th edition.
Yeah.
In older editions of the game, there were all sorts of benefits and penalties for acting outside of your alignment, and they have completely stripped that away.
Oh yeah, you could get cursed, right? If you went a step out of your boundaries of your alignment or something like that.
The only things I ever see for alignment are in the Dungeon Master's Guide, where some of the planes, if you go out to the outer planes, they may change your alignment. But nothing really happens based on your alignment anymore.
Yeah, there's no penalty anymore for as a player.
Other than, it's a role play thing. It's like, but what's the crunch that supports the fluff?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
We have a cake made of frosting.
The cake was a lie all along. God damn it.
Let's see here. Efforts have been made to address systematic race are never a bad thing, but many would rather see changes in how the company treats marginalized community members in real life, such as Wizards of the Coast controversy with Orange Black, before making changes to rules in their game. I mean, Wizards of the Coast is one of these companies that is notorious for treating their employees bad.
Yes, absolutely horrendous.
It is. The stories on them have always been really bad. Long hours, low pay, especially for living in the outside of the Seattle area. The actual location where Wizards of the Coast, the building itself is located, is not a particular safe area of Seattle. It is like one of the most cheap and rundown slums imaginable. It is a dangerous work environment.
You're gonna go to work, and then you're gonna get stabbed when you go to work, and then people that are is like, "Why are you late? You're fired." But I just got stabbed. Too bad. You're gonna get fired. Lovely company.
In Tulsa's Cauldron of Everything, Wizards of the Coast introduced a new way of handling character race, allowing players to assign their innate ability scores benefits to any score they wanted, rather than being locked into a generic picture of the advantage of whether race they have selected.
Boo.
This is a big problem, as far as I see, because now there's no real reason to pick any races, because they're going to go after individual traits soon.
Yes, so humans are no longer getting everything +1. Elves no longer get dark vision.
Humans will get a plus. I mean, like, it's only a step before they actually do go after things like whether like they get bonuses to skills, naturally learned skills, abilities that would be lost, like the dwarf stone cutting ability. That's probably not going to get nerfed.
But this is why I kept the old books. Because this is stupid.
The idea of the ability scores is that you're not, in some cases, you're not human. So your build is different. Your literal biological makeup is not the same as a human. Humans get a general plus to everything because of their natural ability to adapt. Elves are thinner, so elves are lighter. They get a natural ability to their dex. They're typically smarter than humans, so they get a +1 to their intelligence. I like the idea that elves are just big-headed brains.
Yeah, very snarky as well.
Dwarves are sturdy and hardy, so they get bonuses to their constitution and strength. In older editions, they even had negatives for going into certain races.
Like minus charisma, right, on dwarves, if I'm correct?
Yep. So we got an addition to the back.
But look at that. Ooh.
Where is he?
Make him join.
Back on the menu, boys.
Hello, Lord Captain Commander Dunn.
Hey, I do need to upgrade my. I need to send you some of my other stuff.
You want a new intro?
Yeah, I've got. Well, thing is, I have about 20 or so since I'm schizophrenic.
I'm thinking at the start of the year, I'm going to update all my clips and get a whole bunch of new ones.
That's
probably actually going to be a stream as a clip hunting stream.
Do you want me to send you some of mine? Because
I have a clip suggestion in my Discord, so you can always put in whatever you want in there.
Interesting.
Well, considering I have upwards of 60, that'll probably overwhelm the chat.
Maybe.
I'm not even kidding. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. 60 might be conservative.
That's a whole lot of them.
I have one for a lot of different occasions. And I have so many guests that want to come on.
Yeah. I just look at that last bit right there. Oh boy.
So about D&D lore, what exactly is changed, and why exactly is it bad?
A lot.
Well, the good news is Green Rant here, the most reliable source in nerd news, has given us a whole list of the things that are removed from the game.
Yes, all that text is gone.
Yeah, all this here is gone and changed. So this is just from the Volo's Guide to Everything, which is, it was kind of like Dungeon Master's Player's Handbook 2 for 5th edition. 5th edition being those current ones, the only one they're changing, but this is going to have an effect on any future novels. So first up is the Beholder. The Beholder constantly fears for its safety, is wary of any creature that isn't one of its minions, and is aggressive in dealing with perceived threats. It might react favorably towards creatures that humble themselves before it and present themselves as inferiors. But it's easy to provoke to attack creatures that brag about their accomplishments or claim to be mighty. Such creatures are seen as threats or fools. dealt with mercifully. Each beholder thinks it is the epicenter of its race, and therefore all other beholders are inferior to it. Even though at the same time it considers other beholders to be its greatest rivals. Essentially put, beholders are xenophobic megalomaniacs. They believe they are the supreme being. I am beauty personified.
Even though they're anything but.
Yeah. You're probably familiar with what beholders look like. They look like this. This is a beholder.
They look like the pain elemental from Doom Eternal.
Well, the Doom Eternal based that off beholders, so.
I know. Yeah. I'm just thinking of like my closest reference. But yeah, they're pretty nasty looking.
So there's multi eye stock. Each of these eye stalks shoot a beam of different types of magic. In the center eye stalk even has an anti-magic cone.
Which is a very problematic thing when you need to fight it.
Yeah. It essentially is it's a giant floating eyeball that believes it is the biggest bad that's ever existed. And they have the power to back it up.
Yes.
Yeah, seems like they're fairly powerful.
They have a freezing ray, they have a petrification ray, they have a death ray, you know, all that lovely stuff. And they just removed the whole paranoia.
This is all the stuff that's getting removed. This is being removed.
Yeah, the
beholder might be willing to cooperate with adventurers if it has news about another beholder's lair or activities. It might be non-hostile towards adventurers who praise it for being a perfect example of a beholder.
So apparently beholders can no longer be in constant fear of their safety. Apparently they always are safe somehow.
Now, beholders are... The only thing a beholder fears is another beholder.
Yes, but apparently that's removed.
Yeah, so beholders no longer have... So that just... There's the whole beholder society completely destroyed.
Yes, exactly.
Things do not work with one another.
Also, beholders dream of other beholders cause beholders to spawn, which is quite funny.
Not sure if I recall, but they have a confusion rate. Yeah, they...
Yes.
It's fire... charm, petrification, paralyzation, fear, disintegration.
Mm-hmm. Which is the scariest, I believe. And then the fire and a ray of fire they also have.
Yeah, they have a fire ray they shoot from their eyes. They have a large number of them. So we have like this huge chunk of the beholder of D&D's flagship monster outside of dragons themselves.
Gone.
Just gone. It's gone.
So it no longer will cooperate with with adventurers who just found another beholder slayer because, you know, the beholder always thinks, no worries there.
So it seems as though they've taken the aggressor system out and kind of just made them more passive, I'm assuming.
Yep, they
very passive.
They've pacified beholders.
Pacification beam.
Which is a weird choice.
It's terrible. So it doesn't fit with the law.
It's a creature of isolation. It does not tolerate other beholders. It barely tolerates its minions. A beholder that is actually able to put its insanity aside long enough to form an organization is something to be feared. But I mean, they just don't understand it. All right, Giants.
What are the reasons why they've decided to make this change?
Because that's racist, apparently.
Yes, it represents apparently some kind of slavery.
They have determined that it's a generalization of the race, even though the book are supposed to give us the generalizations of the race
also,
anyway.
It's a monster.
It doesn't matter. It's now human.
It's not even remotely close to humanoid.
It is literally a aberration, which is a creature from the far realm where, you know, Cthulhu's big brother lives.
But it's a race of creatures, and they're...
Yeah, exactly. And they removed the whole damn thing because of
I'm
racism.
not even
It's
sure
stupid.
I would say it's a race.
It's a creature that is just a monster. Like, it doesn't have any human characteristics. It's just a beast. It's like trying to say that having something like what is it? Like a turtle thing is racist if you portray it as evil. That's really stupid.
Well, yeah, they represent the Chinese people, so therefore they are racist, yes.
They represent the Chinese, but that's not an actual thing. Is that just something stupid?
Yeah, he's making that one up. That one's made up.
I'm making a joke
There
here.
is a race of people in the game called the Tortle.
Yes,
And
Ukwe.
They're tortoise people, essentially. And the whole thing with the Tortle is that I don't know why they decided to do this, but they have like a 50-year lifespan, and they just love to go out on adventures. And they just want to learn as much as possible about the world, and they're usually like
the monks.
They're an ironically fast-paced group of people. And they're like, yeah, let's go do the stuff. Let's go do the thing. And
We're going on an adventure.
They're like friendly. I love turtles.
It's basically like Mikey. They're Mikey from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, everybody's made a monk turtle so they can have the turtles.
Yes.
All right, giants. Fire giants may occasionally have ransom captives back to their families or communities. Once the giants determine that the slave has no particular talent, they need it, and others are willing to pay for its return. Affluential prisoners such as merchants and aristocrats are most likely to win this sort of reprieve for obvious reasons. The ransom demands rarely involve baubles such as gold or gems. Fire giants prefer payments in mithril, adamantium, or different slaves, one with more useful talents or stronger backs. This
So
is getting
mithril
removed.
isn't. So my question is, what they just said. So is mithril not copyrighted by Lord of the Rings, and you can just use it?
I do not believe it is. I think
That's actually hilarious.
because I think Tolkien took mithril from actual real life world lore. I'm not sure on that one.
Huh.
But I think this one got removed because of slavery.
The obvious reason why this one got removed is slavery. Which the problem is, these are the creatures we're fighting.
Yes.
Why is it wrong to fight against slavery? I mean, rescuing slaves is a great motivation for heroes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make your heroes sympathetic? Make them fight slavers.
So now they can no longer have a slave trade and have slaves. So what are they now? What kind of badass are they? They just stole a gem or something?
Well, apparently,
great, thanks.
Well, they removed the slavery, but apparently, fire giants, they just go on destructive rampages now.
Yes, exactly. They're now barbarians, but bigger.
It seems as though people are getting mixed up on the fact that there are more slavery states than just the South.
Also, in medieval time, slavery is just a thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked.
It's basically serfdom is slavery by another name. You just don't buy and trade serfs.
Yeah, if you're going for a medieval fantasy, most of the people you're going to be interacting with are serfs. They may not even really be aware of it. This is just life for them.
Yes.
Or you go to any Eastern culture, like in Game of Thrones, where the slave trade is just part of how the world works.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in the case of this one, the fire giants are not something that you really want to mess around with. First off, they're about 15 foot tall. And the only thing they're actually really good at is forging armors and weapons, which they go on raiding parties with to get slaves to go mine their metal for.
And I imagine that getting a fire giant forged weapon is a pretty awesome boon.
Oh yeah. That's especially getting a fire giant forged weapon. Well, first off, it's probably be too big for you to wield because you know it's sized for a 15-foot tall creature. And in D&D, the fire giants are inept when it comes to magic. It's the frost giants that understand magic, but they don't know how to really smith weapons.
Obviously, they don't have the necessary heat to do it unless they've updated it to include White Walker style frost giants that can make weapons out of ice that can destroy other swords.
No, the frost giants are they're intimidated by fire. Their skin is so sensitive that the heat of actually even just like a normal campfire would be painful to them in the lore.
Oh dear.
And it's kind of the same opposite effect for cold on fire giants. So it dates back to lore between the two brothers of these groups of giants that they were constantly rivaling for daddy's attention.
Daddy, look, I got another one. No, son. I'm busy trying to beat this god.
But the obvious implication is the removal of slavery because slavery bad. And here I said it's like, yeah, that's why we want to fight them.
You kind of remove the whole plot of, why you should fight these giants, but all right.
Because now the only reason to fight fire giants is because they're coming to fight you. Otherwise, there's no reason to really go into a fire giant den. Other than wanting to rob them of all the gems and stuff they mine out.
Now the only thing they're gonna do is like, how are you gonna go into that cave there and mine? Right, mining. I need to do it myself then, I guess.
All right. This is the one that pisses me off the most.
Oh, the gnolls, yeah.
Gnolls. All right, so Dunn, just to let you in on gnolls. Gnolls are
evil.
They're hyena people. Okay. And I use people in the most loose term. So there's this demon lord named Yinagu. And he was let loose on the material plane, and in his wake, hyenas would follow him and eat upon the corpses he left behind. These hyenas would eventually become the gnolls. Infused with demonic energy. They go on raiding parties, and the only thing they do is kill, 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 kill. They're not so much as a group of people, they're a plague they're a force of nature, a plague on the setting.
Okay.
And by killing everything, they actually praise to their god.
Yep. Praise to their god, which is a demon. What's getting removed? Gnolls have little variations in personality and outlook. They are collectively an elemental force driven by a demon lord to spread death and destruction. The only real opportunity for interaction with gnolls is provided by the cultists that sometimes accompany a warband. This humanoid rabble might have information the characters need, or could even be former friends corrupted to worship Yinagu. To portray a gnoll that's more intelligent or social than the usual, you can give it characteristics similar to Yinagu cultist. So think of the Trollocs in Wheel of Time, and that's kind of what the gnolls were. So that's getting
everything.
It's like changing the Trollocs to be more. They're friendly now.
You see,
your friendly neighborhood hyena.
So we can't even just have monsters that are there just to fight anymore.
You need to fight rats, like giant rats, normal rats, just rats.
Rats. Big rats, rats.
You can't fight rats anymore. That's cruelty to animals.
What do I need to find? Slimes? Apparently.
Well, no, apparently slimes were sentient enough to be people too. That was actually one that somebody threw a fit about.
Really?
People have thrown a fit about demons not being individual enough.
Fuck off. Well, at least, kobolds are still cool.
A kobold acknowledges its weakness in the face of a hostile world. It knows it's bigger creatures will exploit it, and it'll probably die at a young age. And its life will be full of toil. Although its outlook seems bleak, kobolds find satisfaction in its work. the survival of its tribe, and the acknowledgement that it shares a heritage of the mightiest of dragons. A kobold isn't clever, but it isn't as stupid as an orc. Someone can fool a kobold with smooth words or quick wits, but when a kobold figures out it's been tricked, it remembers the affront. If it gets an opportunity to do so, it will retaliate against a person somehow, even if they are merely a petty way. A kobold doesn't like being cornered or alone. It wants to know a safe path for escape, or at least an ally nearby to improve its chances. A kobold without either of these options will be nervous. Its behavior is affronting between meek, silence, and hysteria.
So these things will never fall. These things will never fall back if a comrade just dies. They will be like, "Oh, they just died. No need to cower in fear and just get the fuck out."
No more cowardly kobolds.
No longer dragon worshipping kobolds, which is a very problematic thing.
No, that's getting left in. They're leaving the dragon stuff behind, but they're just removing the lore of why the kobolds have like a. They removed a huge portion of the kobolds' culture, actually, by the fact that we are related to dragons, and that fact cannot be taken away.
And now it's gone. And also, the survival of the tribe is important, which is now also gone. Disappointing.
That sounds kind of dumb.
This one is even better. This one is even better.
It seems like most of them are just most of these changes are just taking what's really interesting out and not even adding anything remotely interesting back in.
That's actually the big problem is they're adding nothing. There was a picture of the differences between what they've taken out between the dwarves in the player's handbook and what's left in there now. And it's like they took 4 pages of just stuff of telling you this is what the dwarves are typically like. This is what you should need to know and what you should base your idea around your character out from 4 pages to 1. They're literally working their ways to just being less than a stat block. And the stat blocks are going to go away before any of the lore does.
Because, God forbid, you rolling any dice.
Mayan Flares. Mayan Flares are inhuman monsters that typically exist as part of a collective colony mind. Yet illithids aren't drones to an elder brain. Each has a brilliant mind, personality, and motivations of its own.
So they're no longer people. They're now people. They're apparently now just...
They just made Mayan Flares individuals instead of having this alien race of essentially psychopathic, intelligent colony that works for the group. They're now just... They're just generic aliens.
Yes, generic aliens that are no longer like the Tyranids. Trying to devour all the brains. They're just guys that just like brains. They're like, oh, look at that. It's just my supper today. Lovely brain. Lovely.
So here's the basic idea with the Mayan Flares is that they had a galaxy expanding empire. They had conquered the multiverse. Their slaves revolted against them, and somehow or another, it is believed that they made some sort of dealing with the goddess of evil dragons to win the war against Mayan Flares. The Mayan Flares, in their desperation with their elder brain leaders, which is literally just a giant brain in a jar, playing with that trope, they went back in time, hid underneath, and are now working to rebuild their empire. And it is basically destined to succeed because they remember everything they failed at, and now they're just biding their time until the moment is right. You can struggle and fight against Mayan Flares all you want, but eventually in time you're doomed. It's the idea of that Lovecraftian horror.
But now that's all gone. Now that's all gone. There's no elder brain.
Look at all the shit that's being removed from orcs.
Oh, no, the Yanti is worse, by the way.
I'm sure it is. With their culturally ingrained tendency to bow before superior strength, orcs can be subjugated by a powerful, charismatic individual. Evil humanoid spellcasters and rulers in particular have a penchant for enslaving and deceiving orcs into service. A later...
What? Oh my gosh, that's stupid.
So that's getting removed. That straight up has just been gone. So basically all images of Sauron leading the Yokai from Mordor, that you can't do that anymore. That won't happen.
Yeah, you can no longer just be a very chatty boy and just say like, if you don't cooperate with me because I have good muscles, you're gonna be leaving here. No, it's all good.
Sauron isn't even a dude. He's an angel.
Well, too bad. You can no longer do that, Dunn. Too bad.
Yeah, I honestly am just gonna. This is why I write to give a deliberate F you to all that garbage nonsense.
Yeah. Looks like I got a bot in the chat. Do I have a mod out in my chat? Real quick, just to smack that out.
Be gone, bot.
In the meanwhile, so that's been gone. Evil human spellcasters and rulers in particular have a penchant to enslaving and deceiving orcs into service. A leader backed by great military force could swoop down upon a tribe, kill its leaders, and cow the rest of the orcs into submission. A spellcaster typically takes a more devious approach, using magic to conjure up false omens and strike fear into the tribe and make it obedient. So yeah, everything that you think, essentially what that whole paragraph is just everything that would be like a semi Sauron ruling over the orcs ordeal. Yep, I got them on out there. Blue's out there.
Yeah, it's all gone.
There are cultural and satirical stereotypes, but those repetitive prejudices, drow zealous, dwarves greedy, etc., make the game fictional world stable, making deviation all the more interesting. Yeah,
indeed.
And this is the example that I've used a number of times. It's like when you go to meet the dwarf leaders and they say, okay, we'll listen to you if our guard sides with you. And you must prove this through a bout of strength against our champion. So the group's barbarian and he gets all psyched up and they out here in the arena and all the dwarves start chanting mountain, mountain, mountain. And out steps this 7-foot tall dwarf. That creates a memorable moment. He's not like all the other dwarves who are short and stocky. He's this monster of a man.
That's like actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But now that they're removing all this sort of stuff, why isn't every dwarf like this?
Or a good orc, that would be now no longer be like, oh my god, that's something new. No, it's now the main thing.
You remove the ability of something special by saying that the generalities are not true.
A civilized orc is now something that is just normal. It's like...
Yeah, I don't know. Let's say an orc that decides to pursue medical sciences instead.
No, that's just crazy talk.
Or just, an orc that's just a bot, going around in cafes. That's no longer unique.
Yep. And, I mean, like, everybody knows about what's happening to the orcs here in the game. It's just...
Yuan-ti is worse.
Oh my god, I never even realized how much of the Yuan-ti is being removed.
Yeah, that's what I said. The snake people can no longer sacrifice people.
So the Yuan-ti are based off a Stygian cultist from Conan?
I thought they were from Aztecs culture.
Well, the theme that they have in 5th edition is clearly the Aztec culture, with their sacrifice and ziggurats, and they're snake people, and now they're no longer emotionless.
Yeah, they just want to, resurrect their god back to life, and if they need to sacrifice a lot of children, they don't give a shit.
They also removed the original ritual that created Yuan-ti of human sacrifices of ancient tribes.
Yes, exactly. They removed everything that Yuan-ti made Yuan-ti. It's horrible. I'm very pissed about that, by the way.
I mean, they obviously don't understand the removal of this lore and what that actually will do to the game. The argument is, well, you can just homebrew it back in.
You know who'd actually...
Why are we removing it in the first place? Why can't you homebrew it out in your own specific games?
By the way...
Why can't you be creative enough to have it like that in your world?
True.
I mean, like, if you want to take the fire giants and turn them into a group of roaming paladins, these literal like movements of justice that go on righteous crusades against the evil, that would be awesome. These 15-foot tall things are good. You can have that in your own world. Why do you have to remove that sort of thoughts from the original game? However, some people just want to play the game and fight monsters.
Now, just snake people are good guys. They can no longer sacrifice. They can no longer worship snake people. It's horrible.
Changing the lore has adverse effects on the products that you make. And if you want any proof about how bad it is just to change lore willy-nilly, look at what's happening with Wheel of Time.
Yeah. Major changes.
But Crow, by the way, the one that actually caused this to happen, I believe it is one of the community leaders of Wizard of the Coast that actually forced Wizard of the Coast their hand, I believe, because of the constant complaint
He's
of...
probably a diversity hire too.
Yes, and it's also the one that wrote, I believe, Tasha's Guide. So get the
Jeremy Crawford.
Yeah, I believe so.
Jeremy Crawford is an absolute hack. He tries to claim himself as the creator of 5th edition. He did not create 5th edition. Mike Merles created 5th edition. All right.
He's just a hag.
The 5th edition has a lot of problems mechanically, and I lay that all at the feet of Mike Merles. But if Jeremy Crawford wants to be the creator of the worst version of Dungeons & Dragons that's ever exist, sure, you can go ahead. You're an idiot because you don't even know the rules. And then he actually took steps to replace Chris Perkins as like the face of the company too.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, I have a lot of problems with Jeremy Crawford. He's a bully. He's a busybody. He's a jerk. He's an idiot. He thinks he's all punk and cool because he has tattoos on his arms, which I would not be surprised if they're actually just sleeves. He is a scrawny wimp. He is pathetic in every sense of the word.
But how do you really feel about the guy?
I hate him. I hate him. Oh, you're just being homophobic. I don't give a shit that he's gay. He's a nasty person in general.
Yeah, I don't care that Rafe Judkins is gay. I think he's a very mediocre writer at best. And that is when I'm being extremely charitable.
Yeah. The lore of these fantasies are important. They need to be kept into mind. You can't just go changing things willy-nilly.
Also, don't put something interesting in if you take stuff out. And quit changing things.
Stop changing shit.
Yeah. And not just change it to be less interesting. Removing details is so frustrating.
And that's why I have, for the thumbnail of this stream, I have the picture of the Lady in Pain. And in the background, I have the a map of the multiverse. Because these things are essentially, this is the big lore of the game. This is the makeup of everything. So in 2nd edition, D&D, TSR, this is back when they still owned the rights to it. They released the hands down cold hot take opinion here. The best setting for the game was called Planescape. For anybody who's interested in Planescape and wants to know what it is the philosophy of creation told through grim, dark sword and sorcery fantasy. That statement alone has probably piqued your interest. No better than anything else anybody could ever tell you.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. The main setting for Planescape is the city, is an impossible city. It is I forget what the geometrical shape of it is, but it's essentially a cylinder ring that is hollowed out in the center. So the city wraps around the inside of this ring. So when you wraps around the inside of this ring, and it sits atop a place called the Infinite Spire. The Infinite Spire sits in the dead center of a location of the Outlands, which is an infinitely expanding plane of existence. The closer to the center you get in the Outlands, the more reality starts to break down. It first starts with magic, and then it eventually moves on to even where the deities won't be able to function. Then, like, basic chemicals stop functioning. Gravity eventually goes out as you climb the spire, and then you're just stuck there. You cannot go up, down, anywhere. And sitting at the top of this is a whole fucking city just floating above it.
Sounds like Moonspawn in the Malazan.
Yeah. This city is controlled by 13 different factions, which represents a variety of the different alignment systems and the ideas of these philosophies of how creation happened. Everything from nepotism to narcissism, the self-importance, to even just how reincarnation and death work. Pure anarchy, just these different forms that would make up the multiverse. And ruling at the center of all of this is a figure called the Lady of Pain. And you just do not fuck with the Lady of Pain.
Definitely.
And all throughout Sigil, this city, this impossible city, are these portals that if you can find them and figure out how to work them, you can go anywhere in the multiverse. Each one leads to a different plane of existence, another world, all over the universe. Finding them is the trick. Getting out of the city, getting into the city, you can go anywhere, just a few short steps. It is a breeding ground for all these different races and monsters to meet in a neutral location to work out deals, plot, and scheme. Demons and devils and angels working together, essentially.
But, Crow, such thing can no longer exist if you know what they are going to be doing with the whole damn lore.
Yeah, with the changing of the lore, everywhere is now a sigil. There's no reason to be suspicious of all these races. Even in Sigil, it was not safe. You can easily get stabbed in the back by some street thug, captured by the Harmonium, and sentenced to death by the Mercy Killers.
Sounds fun.
Meanwhile, your group of adventurers, they head off to the plane of air to go and talk to the
Meanwhile, you're just gonna beat some elementals, apparently. And that's all you're gonna do. Air elementals. Not even genies, no, just air elementals.
You can't just hook with the lore.
Anyway, I need to go now. It's late and I need to keep my eyes get an eye shut. So
alright. Good night, Johan. Thank you for coming on.
No problem. Have a nice day all.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. So, Dunn, you definitely know the personal hand experience of changing lore and fantasy, especially with what's happening with Wheel of Time right now.
Yes. Frustrating.
So, from what I understand, because I gave up after episode 5, it's depressing what has happened to it.
Yeah, it is extremely depressing. It gets worse in episode 6. The Dark One's prison is at the Eye of the World, and they think that, and Swan Sanche thinks that they can destroy the Dark One. by throwing an untrained Dragon Reborn at them.
But why would they do that? I didn't know that it was Swan Changsheng doing that. She was highly competent.
Yeah, and she's in this show. She's really, really stupid.
Why'd they make her an idiot?
Because they don't know how to write women in power any more than they know how to write men in power.
No, they really don't. Is it true that they already got rid of the dagger as well?
Yeah, dagger's gone. No, okay. So it's weird. What they did is Moraine just heals Matt at the dagger, and then Matt stays behind out of the ways. Doesn't go into the ways with them, and is probably going to go back to Tarvalon and grab the dagger. However, that's from a hasty rewrite due to the actor Barney Harris disappearing from social media and all other platforms because nobody knows where he is.
Oh my god, so the actor just straight up vanished.
Yeah, his social media is gone, and the 7th episode seems like it's focused on crapping on him. Like he's saying, they say over and over again, he left us. So, like, with a couple others.
Here's my theory of that now is that because of how this actor was acting throughout all of it, he tried really hard.
Yeah, I would agree.
His shoulders were hurting from carrying the show.
Yeah.
My guess is that he realized this is not going to go very well. My career in acting is now over. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I get the feeling he quit, or he did either he quit, somehow got out of his content because they filmed the episodes in chronological order, 1 through 8, and they only managed to get 6 before COVID hit. So when COVID hit, after like the lockdown eased up, he didn't come back for 6, and then they just announced a little bit before season 1 that he would be recast. So he somehow got out of his contract. I have no idea how the fetch he did that.
He probably broke the contract. He probably didn't actually get out of it. He probably just straight up broke the contract.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't actually force a person to do something. If they decide to he probably just took the L and went.
Which is interesting because he's gone. Like, he's deleted his social media completely. He is a ghost on social media. There's no existence of Barney Harris anywhere.
Damn.
Like, I don't know what has happened to the poor guy. My personal theory is that he had a pretty bad run-in with drugs and was forced into rehab.
Well, damn.
That is my personal theory. I don't know if it's true or not. I just, that is my personal theory of what exactly happened to this poor guy.
We probably won't know anything until NDAs run out. If anything at all, it could just be one of those weird things that just never get answered.
Yeah.
Anybody on the cast ever say he was hard to work with?
As far as we know, no. But it just seemed as though like it's focused on making Matt look bad.
Which is, I bet that went over well with fans.
No, it didn't, especially because like Matt is now, even like the positive people who are relatively positive on the book, on the show, like Lesbian Nerdy or Daniel Green, are like kind of, it felt really clunky, but we understand why it happened.
Well, Matt's the fan favorite character. Every list of characters that like I see with like the top 10 Wheel-of-Time characters, Matt's always number 1. And it's easy to see why. He is joy. He is
extremely funny.
And he despite he tries to act like he's
less heroic than he actually is.
Actually,
because
is like, oh no, I'm just a guy trying to make my way, and it's like, nah, dude, you're a hero. You're meant to be a hero, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's charming. He's actually friendly, and he's intelligent. He tells it straight up as it is.
Yep.
He's a straightforward shooter. If the world had more mats, the world would be a better place. Ironically.
Yeah.
And he just gets crapped on by all the other characters. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm still going to come save you from the prison cell.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the... I think, like, Birgitta herself says, the Stone of Tyr, the Black Aja, and the Forsaken. You owe him an apology on your knees.
I went to go talk to him. I found out it was like, you all are fucking morons. Go and say thank you to him.
Yeah, though other people say, but Matt didn't say thank you to the Aes Sedai who healed him. Why did he hold them to account that way?
Fuck you. He didn't say thank you to the Aes Sedai who healed him because they're Aes Sedai. Also, they weren't ever around. So
yeah. Well, technically, like, the Almerlin was around, but yeah, it's kind of that weird double stand. It's kind of just the whataboutism crap that they always pull. It's frustrating.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely whataboutism, because they tried to use Matt immediately after they healed him.
Yeah.
That's how the Aes Sedai work.
It's basically like, it kind of like, if you got help from the other side of the political aisle, would you thank them?
No, I mean, like, they would actually be demonized for getting help. So, just because politics are stupid. You can't let politics into anything. No.
Yeah. And they've also ruined the Dragon Reborn, kind of.
Did they do it? Did they really make it Egwene?
No, Miranda's the Dragon Reborn, but they might be doing a multi-headed dragon.
Oh my god, no, they're all the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah. And
oh my god.
There's also other things like, apparently, can I show you the scene?
Go ahead.
So let me pull up the scene of Rand. They actually showed Rand's birth and the trip to Emmons Field from the Althor farm in flashback this episode. Finally.
I mean, like I said, why didn't they just show us that straight up? It's because they filmed everything chronologically.
So
I don't know why they think the film company's been doing this a lot, where they film everything chronologically. That's an inefficient way of filming anything. You film the scenes that you can get to. If you have a scene that's taking place in the same location, multiple scenes in the same location, you try to film all those scenes as often as you can. Have your coordinators make sure the makeup and the designs and the costumes and whatever look good.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the Blood Snow.
Yeah.
I'll pause for copyright just in case.
Yeah. Okay. So this is supposed to be Rand's mother.
Yep, that's supposed to be Rand's mom.
She didn't look real pregnant.
Just wait.
Is she running away from battle?
Yeah.
Isn't that you running away from battle?
Well, she's giving birth right now. So.
At least they got the veil thing correct.
Sort of. You'll see in a minute. Let me know.
They don't show any actual birthday.
No.
Do they?
No, they don't. Watch this. Yeah. So keep in mind, she is doing this while in the contractions of labor.
She's also unveiled. Is that Tam she's fighting, by the way?
No, it is not Tam.
Okay, it's not. It's just, let's see, she's killed her.
Ileana, yeah. That's not Tam.
Oh, that's not Tam. Okay.
Tam helps
Hold
her.
on, pause. Did she stabbed through his armor?
Yeah.
What is it with these fantasy shows recently that, like, realistic fantasy shows that have normal people stabbing through full plate mail?
Yep. Well, technically that's not plate, it's the leather, but yeah, it's a little bit too much. And she's doing this while pregnant and giving birth.
I wouldn't be so much as against the giving birth bit, but she's clearly not struggling. So, I mean, she's an Aiel. They're supposed to be absolute badasses at the end of the day. But
not when
there's
you're
a point
in
where it gets a
labor.
little too far.
Not when you're in labor. It's about to get dumber.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a knife all the way through the back.
Yeah, that was dumb. Now she's about to fight 3 guys.
Why is she unveiled?
That baby is a milkshake.
Yeah.
I'm pretty... So, ladies in the chat, do you think that a woman who is literally, like, experiencing labor pains and is about to give birth could do this? I'm pretty sure not.
She fought 5 people in a row while giving, after running a fair distance and then giving birth. Oh my god. What is up with this armor design? This spear use. Spears are not slashing weapons, they're piercing. You thrust.
Blue Teddy says...
Blue Teddy narration. Well, adrenaline is nature's best painkiller, but...
I love the butt.
Oh my god. Childbirthing is one of the most difficult things a person's body can go through, from what I understand. Oh, so Rand's dead. Rand's dead.
No, he's... And she just crawls over.
Really?
But in the end, Tam helps her. Tom helps her give birth because Tam is a good man and the only character to escape the show unscathed so far.
So far. Well, I mean, he's escaped the show entirely so far. He's barely in it. Which, fair enough, he's barely in the first book too, so... Or second. He doesn't even show up again to the third one.
Yeah. Fourth one, actually.
Oh, right. Right, fourth. He doesn't show up. Totally veritable. She's fighting for 2. Wanna know what she's like? Wanna know what she's like, Dunn?
I will send you to Jesus.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, when Tam found her, she had hidden in a shack, essentially, to give birth.
Dead. She was like dead on the slopes of Dragon Mount and had just barely given birth and was dead.
Yeah.
So shows that Tam is a good man who is willing to help a lady in fear.
Yeah, after pointing a sword at her.
Well, he probably points a sword at her and then he stabs into the ground and then takes her hand and helps her. So, because Tam is a good man, and at least Rand is somewhat protective of Matt when everybody else is crapping on him, probably because Barney Harris ran off saying, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Either that or he was court ordered by to not to go into rehab. That is my personal theory, because he didn't do anything like cancelable, because if he had done something cancelable, it would have been all over Twitter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
It's really stupid.
And now we're gonna get the Eye of the World fan from Rafe Judkins fan fiction point of view, where it's just Moraine and Rand going to the Eye of the World through the Blight, which looks like the hedge from Sleeping Beauty.
And Brandon Sanderson's working on this.
I get the feeling that he was not as involved in at least the writing process, since
really?
I think he got vetoed quite a bit. Like, he did not like the Layla Abara change at all. Or
his reasoning for it is stupid because of the fridging thing, but it's like, I think it's just unnecessary change, just flat out.
Yeah, it's really dumb, and it
added nothing to Perrin's character.
Yeah, and it ends up like ruining things later on.
Now Vail, literally, it changes everything that happens with Vail.
Yeah. And also just so many stupid things, like the White Cloaks see them twice. Therefore, one of them has to be an Aes Sedai because the pattern brought them into their path. For whatever reason. No idea what the problem is. I have no idea what the rationale was. That was really stupid.
We got to make the White Cloaks bad guys because they're bad guys. Honestly, looking back through the books, the White Cloaks aren't really that bad.
No,
I mean, Ian Voldo was awful.
Yeah, they're basically
the White Cloaks themselves, really.
Yeah, I think that Matt even says, compared to the Seekers of Truth, White Cloak Questioners are boys toying with beetles.
No, White Cloak's bad because reason.
Yeah.
I still stand by that Wheel of Time is being made by people who are not fans of the books. I do not buy it.
I think they're fans, but they're very biased fans. They take out of the books what they want to. It's similar to sequel to people who claim to love the original trilogy and the sequels.
Oh yeah.
It seems like it's the same phenomenon.
I don't know what it is with these bots and telling me this vast text stuff, but it's been persistent the past couple streams.
Kick the bot. Shoot it.
What if I could?
I know.
Let's see. What's the other thing that I was going to show off?
Well, I do have to get going. I did a plasma donation, and I haven't eaten yet today for the last 3 hours, so I need to head off. I'll see you later.
All right, see you later, Dunn. Thank you for coming on.
Of course, glad to be of service. Hopefully I'll be able to come on another time when it's a topic I can present and some information on. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye. All right. It's somewhere in here. Here we go. So In other news, Amish, are you back with us, or are you still gone? No, he's still gone. He'll be back in a moment. Research Rodriguez made a couple of memes for you for this crow. You might need the laughs. We'll get to memes at the end of this if my computer doesn't try to kill itself. I would show the memes more often, Rodriguez, but my computer is in such bad states that it doesn't really work off all that well. All right. So my friend Juice and Gin, also called Curb, has sent me this the other day. I thought this would be kind of cool to go through. Because the other big company in tabletop role-playing that's also starting to make changes to its lore is Paizo, which is the owner of the Pathfinder game. So Paizo abused of a female whistleblower by Wizards of the Coast author Jessica Price. Paizo is a small company that makes Pathfinder, a niche competitor to Dungeons & Dragons, aimed at people who prefer older-fashioned, complicated rules to newer, more streamlined ones. It is best known for the IP behind Pathfinder Kingsmaker and Pathfinder's Wrath of the Righteous PC games. After the dismissal of Paizo customer service and community manager Sarah Marie Texter, an online mob of angry extremists have been demanding change, resignations, and an independent investigation into supposed wrongful termination, despite the fact that the dismissal staffer does not appear to have alleged wrongful termination. The mob, whose anger has been fueled by fire, former Paizo staffer Jessica Price has focused its ire on another female member of the staff. Worse, one of her explicitly stated motives was the victim's disclosed content from a private workplace forum run by Pierce. Pierce is now author of multiple Wizards of the Coast products. MHN contact Wizards of the Coast parent company Hasbro has asked for an explanation. Jessica Pierce has continued to figure in a niche world of science fiction, and gaming. Who wrote this? Because their grammar is way off. She is known regularly criticizing former employees, including Microsoft, Paizo, and ArenaNet. Most recently, she has attacked former Paizo employee Tonya Worldridge, Paizo's director of communication, and it's not okay. The vicious attack of the problematic not because of the profane nature, nor because it looks remarkably like cyberbullying, but because her expressive motivation is that Tonya Ridge made a Woodridge made that would here in the UK be legally protected disclosure about potentially legal and immoral conduct by Pierce. My computer. Okay, there we go. Similar whistleblowing progressions also may apply to some states of the United States. The avoidance is down. I'm not alleged. What is this? What have you sent me, Curb? This is just a straight up article. It doesn't really go into anything, huh? All right, I guess we're not covering that. And I was going to talk more about the lore stuff that's getting changed, but no, it's apparently something that's happened months ago. Amish, are you back yet? Awesome. All right. So, I did have a video that I saw recently that I think it goes a little bit into some of the broken rules of the game of 5th edition. Cat. Jesus Christ, Cat. Stop trying to unplug all my headphones. Let's see here. So we're going to go into a video here real quick that goes into some of the mechanics of 5th edition and how they can be used. But it's such a simple mechanic that it shows a lot of the problems that I have with 5th edition right off the bat. Here it is. So this is from an animator who makes specifically D&D animated rules. God, I spaced on his name. It's right here in front of me too. Z Bashu.
Brought to you by a paid advertisement for Tales.
All right, here we go.
Rejoice, for you behold the High Devil's greatest creation, the coffee lock. Most of us were created by the High Devil Reddit. He seeks those with sorcerous origins and blesses them with magic of the pact. There are some of us which are created by celestials, but after a few lives, they get pretty intense. God said he'd teach me karate.
So,
I want that to be. That's going to be a clip. God said he would teach me karate. that's going to have to be a clip.
The coffee walk.
A coffee walk lurks by using flexible casting to turn sorcery points into regular spell slots. Then we convert pack slots into sorcery points. Then we refill our pack slots with a short rest without losing any of the spell slots from flexible casting.
Oh God, my computer, please. Please stick with me, computer. All right.
Over and over, gaining more spell slots every time. Oh, also, we can use it to get a hold of spell slots that we shouldn't be able to for our level.
That seems like it shouldn't work. Rules is written.
Hurrah, more like roasted, my friend. I'm going to get you some coffee. You want to brew, my little bro?
Yes, please leave frame. All right, now that we're alone, do coffee locks work? Rules is written. I think it's a gray area. Coffee locks, to me, seem like they do work. Rules is written because the official position is that Divine Smite can use pack slots, and it's similarly worded to flex casting. J. Craw said that you could interpret the section on multi-class pack magic as meaning pack slots can only be used by its spells and not by abilities. But he's saying could and not should. And
yeah, Jeremy Crawford is notorious for giving half-hearted advice on his Sage Advice stuff. As it is, pack magic gives you spell slots. That's the point of going into the Warlock to do that. So the idea would be that you break down the spell slots, you make them into sorcery points, you multi-class warlock, sorcerer. You break down your spell slots you get from pack magic into sorcery points, which you can use to make sorcerer spell slots using the magic flexible casting. It's an idea to essentially be getting infinite spells. Infinite spells, infinite sorcery points. I think it's a little silly. It's clear. It's one of those things where you don't really think about it when you're in the beta test clearly, but Jeremy Crawford's use of would potentially, you could, and just no, give us a solid answer. You're the guy who's taking credit for making the game. Give us an answer. Stop pussyfooting around everything.
And it also is a little inconsistent with the Divine Smite, so I think Rules is written, it works. Common sense, you absolutely would be within your rights as a DM to say no to this. The really bad part, and the reason it's called a coffee lock, is that players often argue that they can chain short rests instead of taking a long rest, which means that every time that the group takes a long rest, the coffee lock creates 16 more spell slots.
But Xanathar, that googly motherfucker, he added some new rules.
For every 24-hour period that you don't take a long rest, you need to make a Constitution save of each day you haven't taken a long rest times 5 plus 10. And if you fail, you gain a level of exhaustion.
Which I guess isn't so bad, but it does mean I don't have infinite spell slots. People say that if you're a Warforged, or if you have Aspect of the Moon, you don't have to worry about these things. Sleep and rest are different mechanically, so I'm sorry to break the news. Aspect of the Moon actually makes it more challenging to chain rest. Think about it.
So if you really don't want to rest, you got to go Coke That's a thing where you make a deal with an angel or a unicorn that allows you to make cocaine. To do the greater restoration spell. Thanks for watching this animated spellbook brought to you by...
Yeah. So, yeah. That pretty much settles that idea. We kind of ran out of our material to talk about, and then everybody left, and Amish still isn't back. I don't know where he's ran off to. So I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up here before my cat tries to break into my bookshelf again. Stop it. Cut it out. I'll turn the camera on you. Everybody likes seeing the cat. Everybody want to see the cat? Let's see the cat real quick. There she is. Look at her. Being mischievous. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Talking about you. Where'd you go? There you are. Look at you right there. Yeah. Being annoying. Cute. Give you that at least. You're cute. Now off she goes. All right. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up the evening. If I can get myself out of solo layout. Amish is around here somewhere, I think. All right. So let's go ahead and get our closing magician of the day. For Matt King. So let's show off some Matt King.
You too can become a magician. Yes, you may, along with a few celebrities that you'll recognize at the Mac King School of Magic.
Howdy, I'm Mac King. Welcome to...
What is up with the quality of this video that you sent me, sweetheart? And somehow it got even worse. Yeah, I know. $720p. Jesus. Oh, you're finally back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yep, and we're just about to wrap up the show.
All right.
All right, so this is Matt King. He's going to teach us some magic.
The Mac King School of Magic. I'm here with Susan Anton, one of my favorite singers.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're very welcome.
My favorite magician.
Really? Yeah. Oh, good. Well, I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks that I learned when I was a little kid. Pour a little bit of that water into this coffee mug, if you would. Yeah.
Okay.
Just pour it right in. Okay, the whole thing is fine. Oh. Give it one of these. That was perfect.
What? How'd you do that?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you when we come back from these messages.
That's good. Hi, I'm Susan Anton, and I'm here with Matt King. And right before commercial, he showed me how to instantly turn water into ice. And now he's going to let us in on the secret. Okay.
Okay. In order to turn water instantly into ice, you need a cup, the water, and ice, and the secret ingredient, a sponge.
Sponge.
I know. You just shove the sponge down in there. You put the ice in on top of the sponge. You get a beautiful woman to pour the water into the cup. You give it one of these. And voila, ice instantly.
Even I can do this trick.
That's right. And if you want to learn some more tricks that even Susan Anton can do, stick around.
A sponge.
Howdy, I'm Matt King. Welcome to the Matt King School of Magic. I'm here with Richard Grieco in this casino. Richard, you seem like a very...
Sweetheart, what have you sent me? I know you're out there in the audience. Come here right now. Come here.
What'd you do?
I'm talking to my wife real quick. Because she's the one who gives me the videos. Why are you yelling at me right now? And my wife is the one who gives the videos to say, okay, here's a good video for you to show. And she has sent me this low quality, cheap magic tutorial video. Come here. Come here.
Okay.
So, sweetheart, what is this? What is this
know.
video? Did you even watch it?
I skimmed.
You skimmed it?
Yeah.
Did you not notice how low quality it is?
It looked fine on my phone.
It looked fine on your phone.
I noticed it was stuttering.
Well, no, the stuttering is because my computer is a piece of junk. And really, I shouldn't be showing videos on this streaming at the same time. It's really what really causes all the problems. But no.
Sorry.
He's not even cheating, like, teaching good stuff. He's teaching, like, the most basic 5 minutes craft magic.
I know. I tried. Listen, because he mostly does the stuff that we've already seen.
I know. Usually he's always the same.
It's very hard to find something with magic.
He doesn't do a whole lot of his other
stuff. I was
stuff.
thinking about sending you the link from where they had that thing together and they just told like one of their stories, but I don't know if that would have been interesting.
No, that I suggest they go watch that themselves if they want
okay.
to see the
That's
conference between Matt King and Burton.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, sweetheart. Let's go ahead and watch this so we can learn some magic. You're gonna sit here right here next to me and learn what you did.
I get to spend time with husband and cat who both have
Fellow, here's something you might find useful the next time you're in a casino. A deck of cards, ordinary pack, ace of spades, ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds. Those go into the center of the pack. Just give it a quick shuffle. Mix them up. Yeah, just shuffle them up. All right, check it out. Anything in my jacket pocket? No. Drop the whole pack in there. Nope. That's great. I have the Mystic Touch. You'll find this very useful in a casino. I reach in, ace of spades first. Got it, ace of spades. Number 2 is the ace of hearts. 3 and 4, they're the easiest. Clubs and diamonds all at once, the 4 aces. Yeah, from a shuffled pack of cards.
I can't read
that. Can you show me how to do this? Oh, yeah, I can show you. I'll show you guys, too, when we get back from these commercials.
Hi, we're back, and I'm Richard Grieco here with Matt King. He's going to show me how to find these 4 aces. All right, Matt.
Watch this. It's the most basic idea.
Find these 4 aces at all.
Well, sometimes it's okay for your audience to learn magic too.
Pocket. Well, there's nothing to find in there. You can search all day. But in my shirt pocket, I have 4 aces from a different deck of cards. I can find these 4 aces anytime.
It's like these are pulled straight out of like a child's magic book.
I don't know what to do.
Like this is something I would expect to find in like one of those little cheap $1 pamphlets that the Magic Club hands out.
Oh,
this one right here, actually.
I'm telling you, for like a New Year thing.
That might actually be a fun one to go through the 102 easy magic tricks.
Yeah, let's skip through that.
With its
You still have this.
Yes, of course we still have that.
You never know when you might want it.
All right.
I'm sorry.
We're going to wrap it up right here. This show has been a wonker. Thank you, Amish, for coming on.
No problem.
And thank you to the wonderful chat. Victoria, in the name of the audience, you're excused, Miss Crow.
Thanks.
The audience sides with you. Apparently, I'm just a big old meanie head.
Yeah, for almost 5 years.
Thank you for hitting me with the pamphlet. That's real sweet of you. All right, everybody. That's going to do it from us tonight.
Probably for the rest of the year.
And for the rest of the year, yeah, you guys won't be seeing me till next year. So that's it for me. I'm Dr. Crow. I read a book once. Oh, no, wait, no. We still got one more week. We got next week.
Yeah, we do.
Next week, and then you won't be seeing me again for the next year.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm Dr. Crow. I read a book once, and it's my goal to make you smile. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Gentlemen, Ciccolini here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.